Hey Diablo fam, this is Karma signing in. So after I posted the latest build video, a huge nerf came over Necromancers that afternoon. The skill tree took a hit on one of our coveted talents, imperfectly balanced. We are only able to put 1 point into that now instead of 3. Um, so that means we lose a big chunk of our damage. So moving some points around, I placed 1 extra point in Necrotic Carapace down here, and then I put 3 points in Rapid Ossification. We didn't really lose too much, and then I went to 1 for Death's Reach. So somewhere in there we gained 5 total points, but we ended up able to shift them around, and we get into Death Reach, it'll do more damage into distant enemies. That's great. And then Narcotic Carapace, it'll give us more fortification, and since with this build it is for a fortification build, every essence that you spend reduces every 100 essence you spend reduces the bone skill cooldown by 1.5 seconds. That means that there's a little more uptime on your Bone Storm, and that way you can cast that a little bit more often, because with this build you are looking at being able to taking on level 50s fairly easy. With the new rhetoric and the new way that Diablo has nerfed all classes all around, it seems like they're definitely trying to make things a lot more challenging, a lot more difficult to basically, you know, for people to explore more build options. However, they will eventually come back in, and maybe they'll get some more sense and bring some of these back. Along with that, on the character, I did notice a couple of the imprinted aspects. Basically, it went from a possibility of 225 on your weapon to just merely a max of 135. So that's a humongo nerf. I understand this, but you also got to think that a huge chunk of our damage is going to be from fortification. However, having a perfect aspect would help out quite tremendously. So if you find one of those, get it on your weapon. It'll still help out. Every little bit helps. Um, Definitely you want to have this as a perfect, so you're going to want to have this up to 60%, which it's 40% naturally, so you're going to want it to get it up to 60% on your neck piece, and then your critical strike bones with your skills increase your essence regen. If you can get it to 30, get a 30, put it on there, it'll help out quite a bit, keep you well fed in your essence. Now with this build, I haven't had a whole lot of issues keeping up with essence until you're get into a really long boss fight or something to that amount. But also, I put down each time your bone damages an enemy, you gain a barrier equal to 5% of your base life for 10 seconds. So that means the more life that you have, the more of a shield you're going to have for that 10 seconds. So it means you can go balls to the wall for 10 seconds practically with almost no fear of dying. Now, I'm not saying that's, not saying you won't, but yeah. But then also, like I said, we had Pennant Greaves. You have to have your Deathless Visage. That's kind of a max. That's kind of a must-haves. Anything that you can get damage reduction, like for instance this one, they did change this a little bit. It's no longer up to 50%. It's 30% at the very max. It's kind of weird, but I don't know why they decided to go with it like this. I don't really care for that. And then you obviously have to have your lucky hit, 10% chance to generate 50 essence. when hitting a vulnerable enemy. Okay, so as a recap, we're going to go back over this, and so we got 1 in bone splinters, 1 in enhanced bone splinters, 1 in alkalite bone splinters, and then we come down here, 3 in unliving energy, 1 in imperfectly balanced, 5 in Bonespear, 1 in enhanced Bonespear, and 1 in paranormal Bonespear. Okay, then we got 3 in hewed flesh, so you gain, the corpses around you will fortify you, so that helps out quite a bit. And then you want to get 1 in blood mist, go up to an enhanced blood mist, and then 1 into ghastly blood mist. So basically you are putting corpses on the ground, and this is like a guaranteed corpse generation thing right at the start of a battle, right at the start of a deal. So you could actually use your blood mist right off the bat along with your bone storm, and then get in there, spawn corpses, and then you're going to hit your corpse tendrils, which is going to suck them in. You gain your blood orbs around there for fortification, and then you shoot your targets. So it's not too bad. Then we're going to go down to here. We're going to go 3 into Death's Embrace, 1 into Death's Reach, 3 into Amplify Damage, 1 into Decrepify, 1 in Enhanced Decrepify, and 1 into Abhorrent Decrepify. That also can reduce your cooldowns, but you have a 15% chance. So that's by 1 second. So any cooldown reduction time you can get, that's always great, because the more your bone storm is up, the more damage you're going to be able to deal. So then we're going to have 1 in corpse tendrils, 1 in enhanced corpse tendrils, and 1 in blighted corpse tendrils. So that way you can get your blood orbs. 3 in necrotic carpus, and then you're going to have 3 in serration, 3 in compound fractures, 3 in evulsion. I also have a skill modifier on my neck piece that gives me 3 more to evulsion, so that is a huge thing. So you get a 15% more damage increase to vulnerable targets. And then you get rapid ossification. Every 100 essence you spend reduces the cooldown of your bone skill by 1.5 seconds. So the more you spend, the more you reduce your cooldown. Then 1 into Bone Storm, 1 into Prime Bone Storm, 1 into Supreme Bone Storm, and then 3 into Standalone, 3 in Memento Mori, and then you come down here to Ossified Essence. So your bone skills deal 1.0 damage, increased damage for each point of essence you have above 50 casts. So that works with your neck piece as well, and which you have the ossification too. So you spend, it basically increases it by 60 for every essence above 50. So if you're above half and you're full, you get the maximum number, but you get only up to 60%. So you're talking, at full you're going to get 60% of more damage, including with working with your skill rapid ossification down here in conjunction. So it's 1% increased above 50, so possibility of 110%. So that works out pretty good. But then I went into here, and I was doing defenders and sacrificing those for the resistance, but then you lose out on your crit chance. But if you have problems surviving, I suggest going down to defenders and getting your 15% and sacrificing your 5%, because this was 15% at one or the lot before they nerfed it. So there may be a chance I may go back to that because it's no longer 15%. So anyway, back to this. So all in all, I mean, yes, with all of the bad stuff that's going on with the nerf and all that stuff, you got to look at it as a positive manner. I mean, it kind of gives you a different way of looking at it, different play style. Yeah, You're not going out, going balls to the wall, killing stuff at, tier 100. Now those people have to kind of come back down from where they were and go, okay, now I have to start over again. The people that are complaining are the ones that are doing the really high end game tier stuff. I mean, for me, I've never left the 40s and 50s. I still got glyphs to level up. I still got left stuff to do. I mean, it's been a fun experience, and even though the classes seem to be broken right now, if you're looking at a positive light, I'm not gonna quit playing because my class got messed up. I mean, you're not going to basically quit trying. I mean, why? I mean, you're going to try to find ways around it so that way it works for you. It basically makes your build stronger, makes your character more worth it to play for yourself. I mean, that's the whole gameplay, right? That's why we play, is to kind of get away and seek new challenges in our own minds and try to work with one another as teams and say, hey, well, maybe this idea will work. So this is kind of my idea, and I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed it. And like, subscribe, and hit the bell for other videos. I've been putting these out quite regularly. Um, I did miss one day because I was having some recording issues, but hopefully I've got that figured out and we won't have that again. So until next time, take care and enjoy the game. Later, Diablo fan.